first time seeing snow?
No, I have seen snow before, but not this much.
Not this much.
And I haven't felt cold like this before either.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cold does things to you, you know.
Yeah, it does.
Makes you stronger.
It was like a shocking cold when I first got off the plane.
Really?
On my first visit here. Yeah, I was like, okay.
Oh, yeah, December.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I did not pack accordingly.
Yeah. You didn't have any like parkas or like fur hooded jackets or anything like that, or?
I thought I had a winter coat, which I did for California.
Right, California
but
winters.
It was not
It's
a
like
winter coat for
windbreaker.
here. Yeah.
That's it, yeah. You haven't experienced like negative 40s or 50s yet, though.
No, I
during
have
a busy-
not.
Yeah.
I hope I don't. Does
you'll
it get
have-
to that here?
Yeah, it gets to negative 50s with a blizzard and wind chill. But
Yeah, I've never
happens.
experienced cold like that. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and then furnaces go out because they're not able to handle like that sudden shock sometimes. Yeah, well, most can.
Yeah.
Like for a little bit, but it's not going to keep your house, 70 or 80 degrees anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
Like
Jamie did tell me about a house he walked into for a showing once, and
no.
he said he could tell as soon as he drove up that something was wrong. There was ice coming out of the front door, and they walked in and it was like an ice castle on the inside.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Oh my
me
God.
neither. So
Yeah.
it's definitely different out here.
Yes, yeah. And that kind of stuff happens,
Yeah.
especially if pipes freeze over or something like that.
Yeah.
They burst, water just goes everywhere, then it turns frozen and all that kind of,
Yeah, so
Yeah.
all of that new to me. Like
Yeah.
I've never heard of that happening.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
There's all kinds of new problems that I got to think about now.
Right, for sure. Well, what else happens though? Like in Vegas, you're not really near any faults or anything, so earthquakes probably don't happen. Maybe like sandstorms out there. What would affect real estate? Really, not much.
Not much, to be
Yeah.
honest. Yeah.
Maybe heat a little bit and air conditioners going out.
It
or-
does get very, very hot. So
Okay.
that's probably one of the only things. I lived there until I was about 13.
13.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So then I moved to California. So I know a
Oh.
little more about California.
For sure. Yeah.
But yeah, Vegas, probably nothing.
Yeah.
And then the little earthquakes that started happening in California
Right.
was like right after I moved here.
Oh,
so I
really?
didn't even get to experience that either. So.
Oh, you haven't experienced any earthquakes in
No.
California? What?
No.
Oh my God! I didn't even live in California, but I've experienced earthquakes there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, down in San Diego. So my sister
Oh.
used to live in San Diego,
Mhm.
and I'd visit her a couple times a year, depending, or like when I was like, I don't know, 10 to 14 or something like that.
Mhm.
And I remember I thought like an asteroid hit the roof or something, and it was just like a really quick, small earthquake hit, and it was just like it just like whoa. And then everyone's like walking outside. They're like, "What happened?" And
Yeah.
it was just like a small earthquake. And then the only earthquake that like you could really feel that it was like going on
Mhm.
that I felt was in Japan, and it felt like basically the ground was the ground,
Mhm.
but like under the ground was like a huge swell of ocean waves just
Oh,
going
wow.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
And it was like so disorienting.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. So the good, and of course, in California, if you were like, what part of California were you in? LA or
Bakersfield.
Bakersfield.
So it's about an hour and a half northeast of LA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So probably not as dense urban.
It's kind of a desert, and
It's kind of a desert. Okay.
there's nothing really there. A lot of people from LA are moving there just because it's cheaper, but
Oh,
it's
right.
not populated, and it's not
Oh,
as
okay.
dense. Yeah.
So
no.
like not skyscrapers, and
No,
people don't have
none
to.
of that.
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
We
the
have like
earthquakes don't really do anything.
one building that's maybe
4 floors high.
no, but yeah, there's probably like one tall building. Everything
Yeah.
else is like, yeah, there's
Okay.
nothing much. Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What's Bakersfield famous for?
Nothing really, to be honest. All I really know famous wise is the band Korn started there. Korn with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
K.
okay, yeah. That's cool though.
Yeah.
That's a good. That's a
Yeah.
good claim to fame. So
Other than that, nothing really.
soon to be Nubia Ramos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, a lot. people claim that it's not really California. A lot of people
Oh,
joke
really?
around,
Yeah.
that it doesn't count. So,
Yeah, I know that when you go to different parts of California, there's always this movement of like California should like chunk or like break up a little bit and like be in chunks or pieces or whatever.
Yeah, because
right?
every part of it is so different.
Right.
So there is kind of like I think there's a video making fun of that too, and
Really?
Bakersfield gets called out on it, and they don't include us, both sides.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like the north and the south side like making fun of each other, and then they both are like, wait, Bakersfield, no, we don't
we don't even associate
claim that.
yeah that's like east and
yeah
that's pretty funny. Are you kind of close to the mountains then in Bakersfield or no?
No, not really.
Okay.
What I did like about Bakersfield though is everything is just a drive away. Like we're not necessarily close that you could say, but we're about a 4-hour drive from Yosemite.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Wow.
So
Crazy.
that was one of my favorite places to go on my birthday.
Yeah.
We'd rent a cabin out there, and it's pretty similar to here, I guess. Like the lake, there was a lake there, and so I like that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
So that's why I like it here so much in the summer.
Yeah, in a couple months you'll really enjoy it here.
Yeah, I'm excited
like
for
June, July. Sometimes it gets hot, but maybe not as much as hot as like Yosemite. I'm not sure. I haven't been there, but yeah.
Probably like 100 degrees.
Oh yeah, it can get up there, but usually it's not.
It's usually not, especially the higher you go, it's going to be
hotter.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, not hotter. Sorry, colder.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
And in Bakersfield, it does get really hot though, like triple.
Well,
digits,
you're in a desert,
very
so
hot. Yeah. But like I was saying, everything is a drive away, like 4 hours for Yosemite, and then 4.5 hours for San Francisco.
Wow. Yeah.
San Diego's about a 4-hour drive.
Yeah, everything's.
Mexico is right next
Under
to San Diego.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Vegas is a 4.5-hour drive.
Jeez.
So yeah.
Yeah, you're in the middle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
pretty much
LA,
everywhere.
you can
It's like an
it's a
hour
quick
or
little
whatever.
trip to
Yeah.
get to the beach and
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's really cool.
yeah.
Yeah, are you thinking of doing any real estate out there? Not for like sales, but maybe investing or having anything out there? Or?
I have thought about that, yes.
Yeah.
And I definitely have reached out to some of my friends out there, letting them know if there's anything I can help with. Like I'm still here to answer questions and
Right.
yeah, because a lot of them are in that stage of their life where they are about to make their first purchase.
For sure.
Yeah.
Very
so.
exciting. Yeah. Do you have your license out for California then too, or no?
No, I do
okay.
not. But that is something that I have thought about doing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually it's not too bad, depending on the state. I know a lot of people here, and Jamie included. I think he has his Wisconsin license, right?
Yes, he does.
So yeah, usually it's only you only have to take the state test, and a lot of things that tend to not be too different.
Mm-hmm.
California might be. I would imagine there might be a little bit difference, just because you're going from kind of like a frozen tundra to California. So that's like an arid kind of drier climate, and then earthquakes, and there's probably a lot of insurance information you might have to know or something for the state test. I don't know, something like that.
There might be. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I guess I never really thought about that, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, higher commissions, I'm sure, in terms of pricing of homes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And what's Bakersfield like?
Bakersfield, I was just gonna say, is actually very reasonably priced.
Really?
Yeah.
Still higher than Twin Cities, I would imagine.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I've been comparing, and I'm like, wow, no wonder people are moving
here
to Bakersfield from LA.
Yeah.
A lot of people actually commute. They take that 1.5-hour drive every day, or it could be more depending on where they work out there.
For sure.
But yeah, because it's so much cheaper, so they can get a really nice house in Bakersfield and keep their job that pays more.
Not bad. Yeah. I mean, for people in South California, especially like if you go down to San Diego, I can't really remember if LA was the same, but like commutes are just crazy long anyway. So that's like an easy decision for people.
Yeah.
You know, if you can save like thousands of dollars in like monthly mortgage or in comparison to rent or owning a home over there, easy decision.
Yeah, and then you might have heard too when you were in San Diego about the people that live in Mexico and work in San Diego.
Oh my God, no, I never heard that.
Yeah, there's people that cross the border every day.
That's insane.
And because it is so much cheaper too.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's recent or even now still, you think? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, and I would imagine that just because it's like as like thinking because I was in San Diego usually as a kid. So
Yeah.
like things were much more lax for like international borders. Like Canada, I think you didn't even need a passport or something like
wow.
that. You could
Okay.
just like, maybe with a driver's license, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then Mexico, I'm sure that like travel restrictions and like line waits
Yeah.
are like even longer nowadays,
Mhm.
So yeah, I could only imagine.
Yeah.
That's insane. Do you know like the median prices of Bakersfield out there? Would it be good rentals probably, since there's a growing
Yes.
demand?
Yeah, a lot of people do rent there.
Okay.
I feel like you can get a decent house out there for about $250.
Oh, really?
Like,
Okay.
Like in
Like
a,
really
in a good area.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you really dig into it, you'd be surprised to
Look at
find.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe some people in the office and some investors that we
Yeah.
have could be interested in Bakersfield.
Yeah, it would be a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they are. I don't know if it's opened up yet or not, but they were opening up an Amazon warehouse in Bakersfield.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's
that was
huge.
supposed to bring a lot of jobs,
Right.
and it was really supposed to help real estate out there as well. So
Yeah, for sure.
it would definitely be something to look into right now.
I highly recommend you get your license very soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have been thinking about that. But yeah, being that it's just been so recent since I got it here,
Yeah.
I kind of want to just dive into it, get comfortable with
Right,
it, and then
Yeah, that makes tons of sense.
Yeah.
For sure. So, how did you decide to go the route of real estate, and what were you doing before?
So I started with retail. I've done retail my whole life. So I've always worked with people. And then the year before I moved out here, I was actually working at a doctor's office. And I started out at the front desk, and I ended up managing it.
Wow. Look at that.
Yeah. And they did want me to stay and manage it, but I knew it wasn't really for me.
So you said,
I
"See ya,
needed
suckers."
something more. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, I gotta go. So I moved out here with Jamie,
Mhm.
and initially the plan was to assist him,
Mhm.
and then we kept running into roadblocks of me not being licensed. Like I couldn't do certain
Showings
things.
or-
Yeah. So then we decided to take that route to where I would get my license, and our plans just started growing, and
Yeah, for
now
sure.
we have really big plans. So
That's awesome. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
me being bilingual, I speak English and Spanish.
Mhm.
That kind of opened up another door too. So
For sure.
we definitely wanted to take advantage of that. And
Yeah, that's
get me
definitely
licensed.
necessary here. We're like really fortunate to have like so many different cultures and languages in
Yeah.
the Twin Cities.
Yeah.
I would say the Twin Cities is like the bare minimum for a city that I'd like to live in, because I really like international settings and whatnot.
Okay.
So like it's a huge leg up if you can speak multiple languages. Unfortunately, like I can speak Chinese and Japanese. Chinese, there's maybe a little bit more, but they're usually U of M students.
Yeah.
And so they're usually not looking to buy a house. So like mine are not, I can't really capitalize on it,
Okay.
but Spanish definitely.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And I do know that for a lot of, like I'm Mexican, my dad, like people like him, they get intimidated by
the process.
the
I'm
process
sure. Yeah,
because they
for
don't
sure.
really know English. They don't know the paperwork, and you can
Yeah.
get a translator, but it's not the same to where you can actually build a genuine connection and they trust
For
you
sure.
and you can help them through the process and be honest
Yeah.
on what to expect. So I
Yeah.
really like being able to help out with that.
Yeah, for sure. And that like, especially when you're in a huge customer facing relationship,
Yeah.
That is like real estate, brokerage transactions and everything like that.
Yeah.
Helping people buy homes, sell their home, anything like that.
Mhm.
Absolutely pivotal. That's awesome. Kind of what are the things that you're doing then now that you're like kind of seeing that will launch you kind of more into the future to these big plans, if you can share big plans or anything like that?
Where do I begin? So we are kind of diving more into the social media side of things.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm starting out with Jamie's. I've been kind of driving that side for him and posting more, and I'm kind of learning what they interact with.
Right.
And one of those things is the genuine interactions, like I said. So
Sure.
when we do post pictures of actual clients at closings and actual showings when we're at the house, I've noticed we get more interaction with that than we do with like just posting a fact. Like
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something tangible, something that has a face
Yeah.
or spirit.
And
or
I've
whatever.
seen that everywhere where they just post the facts and it's just kind of a quote or something.
Yeah.
So at first when I started taking over it, I thought that was the route we should take.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm just seeing like,
yeah, I do have to
not.
admit that I've seen Jamie's Instagram posts be like very good,
Thank you.
recently. So, I mean, Jamie, of course, nothing on him, but he was doing good before, but
Yeah.
I noticed a good
Yeah.
improvement. And I think it's just because you guys have both been intentional about it.
Yeah.
And of course, you're probably very skilled at it. So,
yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And he does have ideas too. So I kind of try to put those into play with what we're doing. But yeah, I've been learning a lot about that.
That's
side of
awesome.
things.
Yeah. What are kind of some platforms that you like to do? Mostly Facebook and Instagram, or are you looking at anything else?
Yeah, mostly Facebook and Instagram. That's where he actually knows a lot of people. So
Yeah.
just his friends and family alone is just what we're trying to or who we're trying to kind of market to, because there is a lot of potential there.
For sure, yeah. Sphere of influence.
Yeah.
That's a great place to start,
Mhm.
and then kind of see how things go.
Yeah.
What's maybe the most important thing you've kind of learned, starting real estate or doing social media, or what's like maybe what the biggest challenge that you've had so far?
The biggest challenge I've had personally is that I don't know anyone out here yet.
Oh yeah,
Like it was just Jamie and who Jamie knows.
Yeah.
So that's probably been the biggest challenge for me, which was a reason why I did think of getting licensed in California.
Oh right.
I think I would do. I mean, I know
A lot of
so
people
many
there.
people there. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's been the biggest roadblock for me out here.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and especially since you're just you moved. Did you move? You moved here in like December or
I
about
moved here-
I think fall or summer.
I moved here in
Actually,
July.
July. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
a year
so-
is like nothing. You
Yeah,
know what
no.
I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I moved here in July, and then it's been winter, so I haven't really, you know what I mean? I've just
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of wine and cheese events, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's cold, so.
I
yeah.
like wine and cheese. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
hit those up.
Yeah. So it's just been I've personally been working on ideas on how to meet people and just make actual connections. I don't want to just go out and market myself. I'm a realtor. Come buy from me. Like I want to actually make friends and
For sure.
yeah.
Yeah, that's how you get the business too.
Yes.
And also just make friends, get to know people, and then
Yeah.
enjoy your time out here more.
Yeah, because I need friends too. So
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think the climate has impacted like how you work at all? Do you think at all yet, or probably not too much? The climate change.
yes, especially with showings.
Oh.
Yeah, that probably is the hardest thing for me, just because it's always so cold and.
For sure.
But I've been getting out there, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, gotta get strong.
Yes.
Try to work the frozen lock boxes.
Yeah.
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 And then you break like a nail, or like you feel like your finger rips off from like trying to get something open.
Trying to get into the house is always the hardest part.
It is. Yeah. I know there's never any training when you go through your classes. Like, hey, you will have definitely difficulties opening a door.
Yeah, that's like the hardest part for
And
me,
getting
which
embarrassed.
is funny, but yeah.
Yeah. You're like, I'm sorry, guys. I do this for a living, but
Yeah, so I always try
trying.
to get there early and have the door open before they get there, because that's always like.
That's a good strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Has it been like really kind of going from, front desk to a kind of like a management kind of position, and now into like the full on entrepreneurial space? Must have been a crazy ride, and you're only in the beginning
Yes.
of, self-employment or entrepreneurial business ownership. Right?
Yes.
So,
So just the motivation part of it is, I think one of the hardest parts is just staying motivated.
oh, yeah.
Luckily, Jamie has been really good with that, keeping me motivated. So diving into this side of my life, I realized that having people that motivate you is so important,
For sure.
especially when you're doing real estate. So now that I am doing real estate, I notice everyone that does it is just finding ideas to stay motivated.
Right.
And
yeah.
that's kind of that's one of the best things you can have is motivated people around you.
For sure. Yeah. I feel like the more you get into like entrepreneurial space where it's like feast or famine, you eat what you kill kind of stuff. You're leading people or all this kind of stuff. You're kind of creating ideas and solutions or systems to like solve an issue or whatever.
Yeah.
The more you see those pics or memes of like, think positive, take negativity out. You're like, that's so true though. Like on like such a deep level, it's not just like people saying it for like woo like, kind of nonsense. It's like there's so much practicality to it, especially when you're like an entrepreneur, because like if you have any negativity or people that are kind of like a drag either from like a motivational sense or like they think you can't do it or whatever, it's like that will halt you in your tracks.
Yes,
because like the human animal is very hard like to overcome. Like it's very hard to overcome that inertia that you have. Like, oh no, I just kind of want to stay, you know, especially in winter, snuggled up next to a fireplace, you know, just work from my laptop in my home, and oh my god, I have to like go out and do whatever. It's like it gets hard. So like you have to stay motivated, you have to stay pumped, energized, and like ready to serve your clients and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yes.
So,
and it helps to have those people around you that are in that same mindset.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, Jamie for sure is like out there tackling fires and saving lives and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm sure he has to like, if he's not naturally motivated, like the pressure and the situations will keep him. You know.
His drive is just out of this world. I remember I used to always tell him like, chill out. Like,
chill out, dude.
Because California is so different than here. We're just kind of going with the flow. Yeah. And when I got out here, everyone's just like, go, go, go. So
like people, Minnesota nice is a thing, right? So people tend to be sometimes either like somewhat fake nice or passive aggressive. Like that's usually like that stereotype. I would imagine that parts of California you have like Valley Girl was like a huge like thing that comes from California, right? And that's kind of like somewhat similar on the like, oh my god, you know, like, that kind of, but like there has to be like some sort of cultural contact points that are like kind of similar, and then where do they kind of like depart, I guess.
I do think people out here are more family oriented.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
California is different in that aspect. I feel like out here it's all about the kids. Sports, family, all of that. And in California that's not really I've never seen it personally be that way. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Is there no like school sports? Or no, there has to be, but is it like more of a like academic focus or something like that in California or?
Yeah, I feel like it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I've never and it could be just because I am getting older now and I'm noticing things.
True.
But yeah, I've never seen such a family oriented like place before.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I would have never guessed that there was going to be a huge difference in that regard, you know?
Oh yeah, very different.
Yeah, and how that might affect real estate is maybe just different amenities that come with like maybe yard space or something like that, where that family time in conjunction with either sports or what other kind of like extracurricular activities can be practiced maybe during the summer when school's out, or like all these different considerations. Of course, being by good schools is very, and in the right school districts are, I'm sure, very similar in both California or Bakersfield, and then you know, the Twin Cities market here. Those are always good stipulations and considerations, but those maybe extra little amenities or something like that people, you know. For sure. Yeah, I would say so. If people like really liked your story and they kind of want to get in touch with you, or they know somebody that might really benefit from bilingual agent, how could they reach out to you?
They can call, text, DM, anything.
Email? Okay.
Email, yeah.
Yeah. Can you share some handles, the number, email address? So
I still have a California area code, which kind of surprises people when I call them. Sometimes they don't answer. They think it's spam. But it's 661-342-5250. And then my email is nubia@vsmrealestate.com.
And then do you have a handle for any social media accounts that you want to promote?
I haven't started my personal real estate social media accounts, but they are coming soon.
Oh, okay.
I've been concentrating on Jamie's so far. So
you can plug Jamie's if you want.
Yeah. Jamie is Jamie E. Smith, realtor at VSM Real Estate for his Facebook.
Yep.
And then his Instagram is Jamie Smith Realtor.
Perfect. Yeah, and then we can put that down here as well. So we'll have that on the screen and up there. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it was a couple months in the works, I believe. So
yeah, it was.
yeah, so really glad to have you on.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.